Welcome back to the Hoof and Fang podcast. I'm Kirt.
I'm Maz.
And we are back.
Yeah.
We took a little bit of an unexpected break. Mm-hmm. Then that unexpected break got unexpectedly longer.
Yeah.
Life really had some things in store for us over the last month. So
yeah.
So it wasn't planned, but should we just get into it?
Let's just dive right in.
So here's what happened. Mm-hmm.
Welcome back. Here's everything that happened.
Here's everything that happened.
Yeah.
Well, for people who are listening to the podcast regularly, you know that like I was doing a lot of traveling, like one big trip a month, and I was getting back from a big trip in June. We were turning around and going out the door for my nephew's wedding in Minnesota in the first week of July, which was also a holiday weekend. And it was the weekend before we were leaving for that trip. You were gone for a little while.
Yeah.
Like you came and went to Texas in this little interim.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, it just got like, it was a Saturday. I was here. I was recording. I was trying to finish up work because I didn't have any wiggle room.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember what went wrong. Something went wrong.
Is that when the storm happened?
That was when the storm happened.
Yeah, that's when the storm happened.
So there was a storm. A branch fell from one of the trees in my backyard. It took out our power line. And as a result, I missed a day of recording. I did not have time to miss a day of recording.
Yeah.
I had booked myself solid in like the 8 days in between coming back from Oregon and leaving for Minnesota.
Yeah.
And so it's a weekend. It's a Saturday. I'm here trying to make up that time. I'm also looking at the fact that like we need to get chapters out for Two Who Live On. And then it occurs to me, we don't need 1 week of Two Who Live On. We need 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I won't be back in time to record the next one before it's supposed to come out. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is when I broke.
Yeah. That was the last straw.
I just broke.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I cannot forge ahead.
Yeah.
I just can't. I picked up my phone. I sent you a message and was like, hey, I think I even was like, are you okay with it? There was no other option.
Oh, yeah.
If you would come
Sweet
back
of you
with,
to ask, but there was no option.
I was like, I'm having a small breakdown. I think we need to take a break. There's no way I can get all this done. And it's, so that's what we just announced a break.
Yeah.
Like, hey, guess what? We didn't plan it. If we had been smart and planned some breaks.
Yeah, but that's not our style. No.
I probably would have been okay around that time. And maybe we could have just taken like a week off here or there.
Yeah.
But instead it was like, I am staring down the barrel of needing all of this work done. I'm behind schedule. I'm leaving the state again. I'm like, we just need to
it's
press
not happening.
Pause for an indefinite amount of time. We're not going to say when we're coming back other than like we hoped it was by the middle of July. You guys were so fantastic and understanding.
Yeah, the Patreon people were amazing because we popped in. We're like, hey, shit's going down. And everyone's like, cool. We'll see you when you get back.
Right.
Like, no worries.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, man.
So let not another second go by before we say thank you for that. Because just that reinforcement and that support and that concern, like it really made it feel like less of a world shattering decision.
Yeah, for sure.
In those couple of days when those messages were coming in. So thank you. That really did help. And then we were excited to come back. We recorded an Animorphs episode.
Yeah, get back in the saddle.
We were ready to get back in the saddle.
Yeah.
Boom. COVID 2024.
Yep.
Kirt gets COVID.
Kirt gets COVID.
And it's like, and it didn't feel like the last time I had COVID. So I thought it was just a cold. So I felt sick on Sunday. I was like, I guess I'll just stay in bed. And even though like there's shit to do around the house, I had plans. The nephew that had just gotten married, him and his new wife were passing through on their like honeymoon trip. So they were staying with us.
Oh, cool.
And it was like all of these things I just have to like peace out on. And Sunday I'm just going to sleep and I'll wake up Monday morning and I'll be better.
Yeah.
And then I woke up on Monday and I was like, oh, I'm not better.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think I'm going to the office today. Another little message.
Yeah. Hey, I think you said this is the universe's sign of like, we're not ready to come back yet or something because you weren't feeling great. And then I think a couple hours.
That was Tuesday morning.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because Tuesday morning when I woke up and I was like, maybe I feel a little better, but I shouldn't still feel this sick.
Yeah.
That was when I was like, maybe I should take a test.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it was two things. One, I was experiencing a certain symptom that I remember very vividly from the first time I had COVID that people don't talk about a lot.
Yeah.
But there's one that involves the bathroom.
I was about to say, I think I know the one you're talking about. Yep.
Like we don't talk about it a lot, but like it was a deal on my first COVID and like it was happening and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
This does not happen from a cold. But the other thing was just the extreme exhaustion. Like I slept for like 20 hours a day for like 3 days in a row. Yeah,
that's the shit. That's what got me last time was how bone tired I was. Yeah. I just slept and I just could not get enough sleep. That's what really kicked my ass.
And like I was listening to or watching, maybe it was like a TikTok or YouTube or something where it was a doctor talking about like the thing about this latest version of COVID that I'm seeing come in more than anybody, and it's why people don't realize they have it, is they're just experiencing extreme fatigue. And so between the bathroom stuff and the extreme fatigue, I was like, all right, I'll take a test.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch was as clear could be.
Yeah. Like neon pulsing on the test.
Like, oh, I super duper have COVID. This was not a faint line like I had last time. This was like, you got it, bitch.
Yeah. Ugh.
So but at least then it explained why I felt so bad. And that is definitely when I was like, well, the universe is saying take another week off.
Yeah.
Because at least it's a continuation of a break instead of like, if we had come back and then turned around and had to take another break, I would have been like, ah.
Yeah. Yeah. That would have been worse, I think.
It works out in the end. But yeah, so that was my mini breakdown, and then I got COVID.
Yeah.
So I'm having a great summer.
Yeah, so far, really crushing it.
Yeah. Love it. So, but I'm mostly healthy again. I mean, I feel better faster than I did the last time.
That's good.
So I'm hoping, knock on wood, that we'll be fully recovered. Because the last time I got it, I think it morphed into, what is that respiratory thing, RSV?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Because I had that cough for like 3 months after my last
that was rough
bout with COVID.
And that really kicked your ass. It already feels
better. Yeah, and let me talk about effing up my schedule.
Right.
Like I was at like half capacity for months. So fingers crossed we don't do that again. I have already done the slew of emails to everybody I had on my calendar for the next 4 months.
Yeah.
To be like, guess what? Everything's moved.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yep. Like really don't have any flexibility on this. Physically can't do it. Like fire me if you have to, but these are the new dates. And if they can't be the new dates, then
it is what it is.
Then it's not me.
Yeah.
Because there's no making up that time. Because I also start directing a musical next week.
Yep. Because why not? Keep that in there.
Throw one more thing on the pile.
Yeah.
And like I've been prepping for it for a long time. I knew this was coming.
Oh yeah. It's not like it was sprung on you, but you ran out of time.
Right. I tried to keep my calendar reasonable. I'm not like putting any big projects in there. Like it should be doable.
Yeah.
But it's also not the sort of half break that I thought maybe I'd get away with for a little while. No, it's just not.
Nope.
I'm very happily too in demand, and like too many projects came in at the end of summer and in September that were time sensitive, and it's like, oh, okay, so I don't get any weeks off to just work on the show. Okay, it is what it is. Except for the week when I have to go to be on a boat for the Rainbow Readers Cruise.
That's right, you have another thing.
Also have been prepping for.
Yeah. My God.
In the background.
I can't believe it's August is next week.
It's a couple weeks away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
and do you know I'm doing drag for that?
I did not.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Joel reached out and coerced me into doing drag for the first time, which we hope is going to be very forgiving because I think all of us doing it are doing it
for the first time.
Pretty for the first time, or like at least very inexperienced. If I find out I'm the only newbie doing it, I will be quite upset.
Yeah.
But like, so that's taken time and money.
Yes,
and
Jesus.
Like learning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's costumes and makeup and shit. That's a lot.
It's all a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why my brain broke.
Yeah.
Like there's just been all of this on the horizon.
Yeah, I think it's one of those, like when you have everything stacked just right, that one thing that goes off kilter, you can see the domino effect.
Yeah.
And you're just like, no.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody hits a wall and that was yours.
Right.
It's like too many dominoes clacking and you're just like,
it wasn't even like I decided I'm not staying here all night to finish this. It was just like, I literally couldn't do another productive thing right now if someone paid me $1 million.
Yeah.
Like my brain has just said, you're done.
Yeah, it flipped
Go
off
home,
the switch. Yeah.
Pack a bag. You're going to Minnesota. This is it.
Yeah.
So yeah. And since then, like I've come to and from Minnesota. I have done a little bit of work.
Yeah.
So getting some projects done, but boy.
Yeah, this has been a rough couple weeks.
And you released a book.
Yeah, I had to like go back because I was like, when's the last time we even talked? I was like, shit, we haven't even I released a book during that time. And yeah, like you said, I went to Texas and did that whole hullabaloo, came back from that mentally fucked up.
How do you go to Texas and come back without COVID? And I go to like
I don't know,
a local play and get it.
Luck. I also went to Mall of America, so I was just swimming in people.
People. That's
fine. Yeah, I don't know.
It really is. And the John didn't get it. Even though like for a couple days I wasn't being I was isolating, but I wasn't being like super strict about it because I thought it was a cold.
Yeah.
He never got it. My nephew and his wife who were staying with us never got it. It truly is selective and likes to say,
it really doesn't like you.
Yeah. Fuck you at exactly the right time.
It's like, how busy is he? Now's the time.
Now's the time.
Yeah.
It's better than if it had happened next week.
Yeah, that would have really.
Because then I would have really been in trouble for the show. But man. So yeah. So you released a book.
Yes.
How did that go?
It went good. I was worried about the cliffhanger. Everyone seems to be like mad, but not really, or like, how dare you? But also I'm excited about it. So I was like, that's the temperature
Fuck you,
I wanted.
Bitch, I love you.
Exactly. Yeah. Fuck you. How dare you pre-order the next book kind of thing. I was like, yes, that's what I wanted. So seems to be good. I had Jess. So when the book came out was when me and Alex decided to go on a road trip as like an accidental. It was our anniversary that week and we both forgot. So we were like, oh yeah. We looked up on the 9th and we were eating dinner. And I remember being like, wait, what day is it? He was like, Wednesday? And I go, what day? Like, is it the 8th? And he goes, no, it's the 9th. And I go, happy anniversary. Yay. And he goes, oh shit. So we both forgot completely. So
adulting.
Yeah. So we did a spontaneous trip to Mall of America in Minneapolis, which I've never been to.
I'm sorry, say that city again.
I said it wrong completely. Minneapolis.
There we go.
I got too excited.
Oh, I was so hoping you thought that was the correct way to say it.
I was trying to say too many words at once. But yeah, I'd never been to that state, that city. I'd never been to Mall of America. So it was super fun. So we drove and I remember I had Jess look at reviews because I was being such a baby about it. So I was like, look at the reviews. I can't. Just let me know if anyone's like, there's pages missing or if they hate it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And she was like, no, I'm not.
Why would you want to hear if they hate it?
I would want to know if everyone's like bombing it because they're like, how dare you cliffhanger or like it was written bad or something, because I think she could gently be like, they're not loving it. You know what I mean? Like kind of let me know if I really missed the mark.
See, that would be the thing I would say, like, just wait for that. Just let me know if there's something that needs to be fixed.
That's probably what I should have done.
And if people are loving it and the feedback is just universally positive, I would also like to hear that.
Yes. Yeah. I was like, mostly tell me that people are liking it because I can't handle anything else when I'm on a road trip because I can't fix it.
Right.
I didn't bring my laptop or anything because we were on vacation.
Who does that?
Yeah, me, I guess.
Who goes on vacation?
Yeah, it wasn't planned at all. So this was a spontaneous thing. Otherwise, I would have been much more fretty and weird about it. But yeah, it was super cool, man. So we got there, I guess we left Saturday morning because we got there at 10 o'clock in the morning when it opened up. And we were there from 10 until like 6 at night, just being in the mall. And it was super cool. We were nerding out pretty hard. So it was fun. And then we, like, the cap of the day, like we spent all day, like, experiencing that, enjoying like our anniversary together. We get to the hotel and I'm like, okay, we're going to unwind. I'm exhausted. We have like a cartoon amount of M&Ms because we went to the stupid M&M store and went like nuts.
Yep.
So we like popped open the M&Ms, turned on the TV, and it was just like political stupidness. I was like, that's the worst way to end the day. Yeah. So, that wasn't great. So
that's right. Those things have also been going on.
Yeah. So while we were in the middle of dealing with COVID and vacations and your brain breaking and family drama on my end and forgetting my anniversary and a book release, the world around us is just like on fire. And
we're like the most consequential 60 days in U.S. politics in the history of our country.
Yeah. So we're doing great mentally.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Really killing it. If you don't live in the U.S., congratulations.
Congratulations. And can we come stay with you?
Right.
Like if we need to bounce.
Can't. I was already looking at my calendar today. I am booked through November. Like I can't even take off more than like a couple days for my birthday, which is right around election day.
Yeah.
So all I want for my birthday, people, is to not have a fascist as president.
Yeah.
And that's all we'll say on that.
I don't think you're asking too much. It's a good present.
That's all I want. Please go vote.
Yes.
But only if you're voting for the right person.
Yes, there's a big caveat there.
Yeah. I got a friend request. Actually, I got a ton of friend requests on Facebook that I check approximately once every 3 to 4 months, which is why there are so many of them at a time.
Nice.
I think it was 11 weeks was like the oldest one. And I was like, oops. Okay. I was like, yep. But, I do look at them.
Yeah, I've gotten
even if I have mutuals, because, those spam accounts can find mutuals. And sometimes, not even sometimes, with some frequency, somebody I'm friends with will be like, I have 250 mutuals with this person and they just posted this awful thing. And it's like, oh God, am I friends with them? Maybe, I don't know. So I do go and look at somebody's page if they are asking to be my friend. I take a little bit of time. And sure enough, one of them was a Trumper. And I was like, we're not going to be friends, ma'am.
Yeah, no, I don't know how you made your way to the side of the internet, but no, you can't sit with us.
Sorry.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
I withhold my Facebook presence, which is nil, from you.
Yeah.
Shan't.
Yeah.
So. It's
weird. I've taken the time now as well to like at least try to do a quick vet because so many times I was really pretty open about accepting everyone, especially newbie authors and stuff like that. But even then, like it'll be a newbie MM author and I'll take a quick stroll down their Facebook page, I guess before they switched their name over and made it a business account or whatever. And I'm like,
what a horrible idea.
Yeah, you should rethink some things or maybe clean up your Facebook page.
This should have been a new account. Not a,
you made a mistake.
Not a rebrand.
Yeah.
Because you got all that in there yet.
Yeah.
Can't understand that.
No.
Won't try to.
No, sorry.
Please don't try to be my friend if you would vote for bad things to happen to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, now that we went down should we talk about religion next?
Sure. Let's talk about our thoughts on the most controversial shit.
Right? Yeah. So, again, thank you for your patience, your support, your feedback. It's all been awesome. Very happy to be back.
Yeah,
I don't even feel tired right now.
Yeah, I'm you know what? Maybe this also helped because we were sitting down and like we do this in the middle of the day. You typically have been recording for days. I'm doing my stupid day job stuff. So we come over here and once we get recording, we get like, but like sitting down, typically we're like, oh my God, I'm tired. Like we got to switch gears. But since we've had this break, I'm like, yay, like we're back in it. It's fresh. It's fun.
Maybe we'll plan some of these for the future. We should
probably do that, like around when we know
just take
birthdays
like a week off every now and again.
Probably smart, but me and you are really, really bad about that.
Well, and I mean, it is also the pressure of being still relatively new. Like we haven't hit our 1-year anniversary yet. We're getting very close.
Yeah.
Very close.
It's October, right? Was that when we started?
No, it's much sooner. It's like, I think end of August, early September.
Really?
Yeah.
In my brain, it was October. Well, maybe, I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, we should probably plan something for that too.
Right.
So yeah, we should have a production meeting.
But like, it feels, and like all of the feedback from like the people who say they know how to Patreon, it's like, be consistent, show up every week. Like,
yeah.
You build your audience. And
right.
Like we've worked really hard to do that until we absolutely couldn't. So,
yeah, until we hit a brick wall and just had to step back.
So I want to make it clear, like, it is not our listeners who make me feel like
no, everyone's super nice.
Everybody's super nice. Yeah. It's just all those outside messages of like, you have to do this, you have to be consistent. If you don't show up for a week, you could lose X number of followers, but, you know. And it's like that's scary.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it is.
Because we're trying to build something here. Mm-hmm. And we're building things. We've got cool, exciting things happening in the future. So like, stick with us, kids.
Yeah.
We're coming back, and we're coming back strong.
Yes, agreed.
But we currently have just all of our normal stuff going on.
Yes, correct.
At the moment. Do you want to walk the audience through what's been going on, or what will continue to go on in the near future?
So I know on my side, I'm going to start releasing the Wild Contracts #3 work in progress chapters. Mm-hmm. They will kick back up Friday, August 2nd. So it'll be I'll start with the first chapter and we'll just roll. I think I should be able to get pretty far into the book before I release the final. Like, the third book should be coming out on Halloween. So we have plenty of time to get through a good chunk of the book before I have to pull everything down. And then after that, the Relic short story that everyone voted on in June, I should have that done by the end of August. So I just want to try to do this final push to like finish book 3 so I can be like, and I'm done until Jess tells me to fix things. And then I can switch gears and go into like silly Relic world and have fun with that short story.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. It's right now there'd be weird ghosts or something in the story and we don't need that. Or do we?
I don't know. Maybe
that might be kind of fun actually. Just kidding.
Maybe book 4.
Yeah. Maybe.
And then on the Hoof and Fang audio side, if you're a subscriber, you got a new episode this week of Two Who Live On. Apologies for releasing one episode and then taking a long break. But, and if you're not a dear listener subscriber, it is only $10 a month, and you can be following along with Two Who Live On, which is the sequel to 3 Meant to Be, which is also available in our online store.
Yes.
So if you want to catch up with the series, you can start there and then subscribe, and then you'll get the chapters delivered to you every week. And then we also resumed our Animorphs recaps with a very special episode. One of our favorite books in the series, the Visser Chronicles.
That was a good one.
It was a very, very good book. We enjoyed chatting about it. So that came out this week, and then we'll resume the regular series next week with book number 36, The Mutation.
Yes.
Which I'm very excited to talk to you about.
I know we're going to do that right after this, and I feel like we're both going to freak out about this one. So
we have things to talk about.
Yes, we do.
So you had created this lovely outline for us today.
Yeah.
And you wanted, so I'm going to read verbatim what you wrote. How do you continue to be productive and creative when there's so much happening in the world? And you'd sort of posed that question to me before we started. And I was like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know. And I was like, great. This is a perfect topic.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, since everything is currently on fire with us, I've been having a hard time not getting distracted by the doom and gloom and the everything. Yeah. It's especially now because as a creator, I've noticed, and a lot of my peers have, like, sales have been going down because it's an election year. This always happens, but especially right now, like everything's kind of trending down. Everyone's worried. Everyone's tightening their belts. Everyone's minds elsewhere. And a couple people will lean more into media and consumption to kind of comfort blanket their way through it. But a lot of people are just like, I just don't have time for that right now. Like I can't focus. And I'm also having a hard time with that. Like trying to get back in the like, okay, I want to write my silly book, but I have this aching sense of dread, you know? So yeah, I don't know. I was just going to kind of like talk about what we kind of do to fix that. If there's anything that you have that works, if you're like, all right, I got to get in the booth. I got to get back in the creative mindset. But like everything around me kind of sucks. Yeah.
I don't think it's, I wouldn't know how to give advice to somebody else.
Yeah.
Because it is, those world events take a toll on our psyche. And I think all of our psyches are still completely fucked from COVID.
Yeah.
I don't think anything has been the same in our lives. I mean, in the US, for some of us, it's been trauma after trauma since 2016.
Yeah.
And then we lived through a pandemic. And then, like, we continue to have like political unrest and constant violence happening around us. And then a response to that violence that is almost more upsetting than the violence itself because we just don't seem to take it seriously.
Right.
And now the last few weeks have been insane politically, including the first assassination attempt of a former president in my lifetime.
Yeah, same. So
the almost inevitable conclusion to the story we've been writing as America for the last few decades.
Yeah.
So am I surprised it happened? No, but like it's hard to wrap your head around like silly little books or like happy romances or like fun sci-fi fantasy stories when like, the world does not inspire creativity and joy.
Yeah, not right now.
You know, and I think back to like January 6th and I just have this vivid memory of like the way my office used to be arranged and like how I sat down on the stool that was in there and just like was like, how, like, am I supposed to work today?
Yeah. Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Right. With this going on around me? Yeah. Is that what I'm supposed to do? That can't be right. And it just feels like that. Like, what? I'm supposed to go record these
silly little books? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This entertainment for people? It doesn't seem right. But the helpful thing is getting back into the routine. It's also helpful to remember like how comforting the things I make can be for the consumers of those things.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Everything from this podcast to the audiobooks to the theatrical show I'm working on. Like it brings people joy. It gives people a place to belong. It creates community. All of those things are good things. All of those things are other people's coping mechanisms for dealing with all the shit that's bothering us.
Right.
So that's always a good reminder. Doesn't make it easy.
Yeah.
And I think we all have to walk through the world with like kid gloves on and just like be understanding when somebody's dealing with a late deadline or a lack of focus or a loss of creativity or writer's block or whatever it is.
Right.
And there's been a spate of that going around.
Oh man,
too. Like,
for sure.
You know, we've talked about scheduling issues in the recent past. Like that's been a part of my problem as well, is like people are behind on things. It happened, you know, but like, of course. Yeah. Like, oh, you're having a mental breakdown?
I get it.
I understand.
Yeah.
I get it.
Same. Yeah.
Totally. Let's get t-shirts.
Yeah. You know? Right. Having a mental breakdown 2024.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you force yourself back into the routine. I think you talk about it. And as much as possible, remind yourself or remind others that like these things we're making are good for other people. And I think that brings a certain amount of purpose.
Yeah.
And with that purpose comes motivation.
Yeah. I think that's a good perspective because my favorite emails that I get are people saying that they read the book because they're having, well, I feel like a jerk when they're saying they're having a hard time and then my book like pulls them out of that. I'm not celebrating that they had a bad time, but it always makes me feel amazing that I was part of the healing process.
Right.
So I think focusing on it being putting more good things into the world, especially when it's on fire, is probably the best thing we can do and things we can control. Like I can control putting out fun things for people to consume because I can't really control anything else until, you know, I can go vote or do whatever. But until that time, that's kind of it. I can just toss out some sunshine and rainbows and just try to keep my head up. Yeah. So, and candles. I really like candles.
See, I don't like too strong scents.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I like candles that are like leather.
Oh, okay.
Or like linen.
Yeah, you know, you're more like understated.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, okay.
If there's a vanilla in that thing, I want to throw it out the window.
Good to know.
A vanilla candle, I can't.
I don't like the candles that smell like food because I feel like that's rude. But everything else, I'm pretty into. Yeah. Like I've gotten in. Like Jess sent me some really cool, ridiculous candles for my birthday, and I've been lighting one every time I go to sit down to write, and it's now become part of my ritual. Sure. So as soon as I smell that candle, I'm like, and we're into the story now, you know? So
That's nice.
It's been kind of lovely. So that was going to be my other advice, other than the more abstract, like you're putting good into the world. Like, go find a nice fucking candle.
Sure.
Maybe a soundscape, man.
Right.
Just lean into it because what else can you do?
Right.
So
yeah. Yeah. And as somebody who like will not have any semblance of normal for like the next 8 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take everything I just said and throw it out the window because routine, I don't know her.
Yeah, no.
Like I won't be seeing her again until like October. So, you know, you do what you can with what you got.
Yeah.
And deadlines help.
Yeah, deadlines help me. They've motivated the shit out of me.
You do actually have to do some things. Like,
yeah, if there's a hard deadline, I'm like, get in the fucking office, dude. Like, get the words down because it's almost August.
Also making money.
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah.
Because again,
you got to pay for stuff.
So many trips these last few months. So much time off work.
Yep.
So much money spent while gone. Like, yeah, can't wait to just sit down and make some money in the state of Wisconsin for a few weeks.
Yes.
And then I leave for the cruise in August. So what the fuck am I saying?
I can't believe we have not talked about the fact that you're going to be in drag, that you just like sprinkled that in. I'm going to have to like ask follow-up questions
I know
later.
they announced it on Big Gay Fiction.
Oh, okay.
That when Joel and Rich went there, and I think Joyfully Jay was on that episode too. My husband listened to it and told me about it.
That's great.
He's like, I think I had told him.
Did he come to you being like, this is brand new information? He was freaking out.
Well, that's why I'm like, I think I told him I agreed to do drag before he learned about it on the podcast.
That's
maybe
fantastic.
I didn't. Yeah. So it's, it, and like, obviously I have been a fan of drag.
Oh, of course. So I'm not surprised by it. I was just like,
very long time. I understood that he was asking me to like undertake a lot.
Yeah.
And I said, even at the time, I was like, I am hesitant only because of how busy my spring and summer are.
Yeah.
And I'm worried I won't have the time to devote to doing this well.
Yeah.
I can't turn that switch off. I have to like do the best fucking possible job I can.
Of course. Yeah.
Which is, I wish I could be more cavalier about this and just have fun with it.
Yeah.
I can't.
That's just not who you are.
No, it's not. So more info to come on that.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been doing a lot of work, and at some point we're going to have to make that public. Because I did not do all of this to not get some attention for it.
Yeah. You don't do drag in private with like just, no, it's meant to be celebrated everywhere.
Right.
So,
yeah. So we'll see. But again, it's literally like, I was hoping that I would have like at least a couple months to like prep and get ready. And I've been gathering the things. I haven't had the time.
Yeah.
The time has been the issue. So
yeah, for sure. Do you know like your drag name or anything yet?
Yes.
What is it?
I'm not saying.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. Can you tell me off the show? Okay, sweet.
Yes. Not making any public announcements yet, but I have my track.
Sweet.
I have my outfit.
Love it.
One at least. I think I'm going to have two because it's like a lip sync competition, and then there's going to be a final two. So I was like, well, you need a second outfit.
Absolutely.
For when I make it to the final two.
That's right.
So it's like I've been buying makeup when I see it on sale.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. True drag queen
like
fashion.
When I watch Trixie Mattel and she talks about this thing she got on Amazon that was cheap but's good, I'm like, oh, go
cheap and good.
Go get that. Yep. I was like cheap. Like so, like those things, like those wheels have been spinning for the last few months. But it is like it's go time. I need to start putting it all together and like actually practicing painting a face, figure out wigs.
Yeah.
Figure out body shape.
Yes, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Because there are some things that like you just learn with experience, and I don't have time.
Yeah,
to learn from experience.
Yeah, exactly.
So I gotta just figure it out. Yeah. So that's I sort of intentionally kept that under my hat for a while, but it's happening.
Yeah.
Me, some other narrators, some authors.
That's so cool.
We're all participating.
Yeah.
It's going to be a competition. If you're not going on the Rainbow Readers Cruise, this is what you're missing.
Yeah. I won't be there. I won't be able to see it. So
yeah.
I'll just hopefully people will either take video or picture so I can live vicariously afterwards.
Exactly. All right. So, was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
I think we're caught up.
Yeah.
We're just getting back into it, and we'll just back to the shenanigans next week.
Right. Thank you guys so much for joining us for another episode of Hoof and Fang. We will be back next week. If you're not already, make sure you're following us on social media. And also, if you are not a member of our Patreon, we invite you to join us there, either as a dear reader or as a dear listener, where you could be listening to Two Who Live On. Right.
Indeed.
So, we will be back next week.
See you then.
Bye. Unless something happens. I mean, like, who knows?
I love how you're like, wait, hold on.
Well, actually, I was like, no promises ever. Every time we say that, take with a grain of salt.
Yes.
Okay, bye.